Hello and welcome back to Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm glad you're here with me tonight on this Monday, the 6th of October in the year of our Lord 2025. And I'm so glad, I'm so excited you're here with me today. And again, welcome back to episode 123. This is a podcast where we encourage you to step out of your limitations and step into the fullness of who God has created you to be. I want you to do me a big favor if you can share the link with at least one person and let that one person also share the link with another as we do this together. Um, I'm also sharing mine on here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. On Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can do this real quick, and let's do it together. And it's such an exciting moment to be with you tonight. Okay, let's see here. Okay, just one moment. Okay, right. So tell one person to tell another person that we're live on YouTube and Facebook. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, let's do this. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right. Did I share the right then? All right, let me know if I did share the right then. Let's see. Hmm, I think I posted something different. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Okay. All right. So, again, welcome back to Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm glad you've tuned in to today's episode because I believe that this is one of the episodes which will push you to look deeper within yourself. We're talking about maximizing your potential. The process is simple and and powerful. And the process is to discover, to develop, and to deploy. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, and I'm going to be with you for a few moments tonight. And my name is David Joe. Stay tuned.
Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me as we dive headfirst into thrilling stories of personal growth, daring adventures, and transformative experiences. Get ready to be motivated, inspired, and empowered to live your life to the fullest. So mark your calendar, set your alarm, and get ready to step out, step in with me every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Subscribe now and let's step into the unknown together. This is Step Out, Step In. The journey begins here. Step Out, Step In podcast, live on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe today.
All right, again, thank you for tuning in to episode 123, live on YouTube and Facebook. And tonight we are talking about maximizing your potential. And let me start by asking you this question: that did you know that inside you lies more potential than you ever tapped into? I don't know if you've ever sat down to take stock of that. You know, potential is like a hidden treasure. It's like a hidden treasure, and it doesn't benefit you or the world until it is discovered, developed, and deployed. And the question again is, are you living beneath your potential, or are you maximizing it to the fullest? And tonight, that is what we are going to step into. Watch this space. All right, so let's dive into it. And we want to start off by looking at um, what it means to have a potential or the definition of potential. You know, potential and its definition can be defined as the inherent ability, capacity, or possibility within a person that can be developed into something greater in the future. Let me say that again. It is the inherent ability, capacity, or possibility within a person that can be developed into something greater in the future. It is not what is already visible or achieved, but rather the hidden strength, ladies and gentlemen, the hidden talent, or the power that, if cultivated, can bring about significant results. Think of it like a seed. Inside a small seed lies the potential to become a tree, but it requires the right environment, it requires the right care and time to manifest. You know, if in people, potential is the sum of untapped skills, abilities, gifts, and opportunities that, when discovered, when developed and deployed, allow someone to live fully and accomplish much more than they currently do. So I want us to look at a few keys as to discovering your potential. Number one is, before you maximize your potential, ladies and gentlemen, you must first discover it. You cannot develop something that has not been discovered. Discovery is about awareness. It's about uncovering the gifts, uncovering those talents, the abilities, and strengths that God has placed inside you. Think of it like this: a diamond is valuable, but when it is buried underground, it looks like an ordinary stone. Just like gold, if gold is given to you in its raw state, you might either probably throw it away if you don't know what exactly it is. But when it is refined, that is when it becomes so beautiful. And of course, it is already expensive. It is only when it is discovered, it is only when your potential is discovered, that its true worth begins to shine. As a person of faith, every now and then I want to throw in a scripture. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, God said to Jeremiah that before I formed you in your mother's womb, He says, I knew you. So it tells me that God knows you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He called you by name, He set you apart. And that means that you were created with intention, you were created with uniqueness and divine potential. That is why you never come across two of you anywhere. Even identical twins are different. They don't have the same DNA. They don't have the same fingerprints. They don't have the same eye people. I mean, they are unique in their own ways. Then that is who you are. You are so unique in your own way because God took His time and made you so wonderful, so amazing, fearfully, and made you so unique in your own way. So one of the questions that every now and then we need to ask ourselves is, what are my natural strengths? What do I do effortlessly? What do people consistently affirm in me? And what passions light a fire in my heart? What is that passion that keeps you awake sometimes? What is that passion that keeps burning in your spirit and in your heart most of the time? Discovery starts with self-reflection. It starts with prayer. It starts with listening to both God and those around you. I'm talking about the positive people around you, not the negative ones, not the people that will try to shoot everything down, try to cause you to abort every dream you have right from the word go. No, the right people. By listening to God and the positive people around you. So you start off by discovering your potential. After discovering your potential, the next thing is to develop it. Discovery is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. You must develop what you've discovered. I believe that many people identify their gifts, but they stop right there. Potential that is not developed becomes wasted potential. Think of think of David in the scriptures. Before he became a king, he developed his potential as a shepherd boy. He learned to fight lions. He learned to fight bears. His skills, the skills that prepared him to face Goliath, was the skills he used first and foremost in fighting the lion and the bear. He was skillful in what he did. His gift of leadership and courage was developed in obscurity. It was developed in a desert place before it was displayed publicly. Most of the things he did was behind the scenes. Nobody saw him fighting a lion and a bear except him. And nobody would have known if he hadn't disclosed that to the kid before he faced the national challenge called Goliath. In the book of Proverbs 22, it tells us that, do you see someone skilled in their work? It says they will serve before kings. So development requires, number one, discipline. Number two, it requires practice and sometimes failing forward. The fact that you failed at one thing doesn't make you a failure. You rise up, you get up, and you do it again until you get it right. Thomas Edison said that he didn't fail many times, but he found 10,000 ways of making something. You know. So ways to develop your potential. is what are some other ways? Read books and invest in knowledge. Surround yourself with mentors, not tormentors, but mentors and people who will stretch you. I mean, people that will stretch your thinking. Take consistent small steps in your area of gifting and stay teachable and humble. Stay teachable and humble. After all, nobody knows it all. Nobody knows it all. At any given time, at any given point, somebody knows more than you. Even if you are the best in your subject, somebody still knows more than you. So stay teachable and stay humble. And remember, raw potential is like a raw material. It only becomes useful when it is refined. And after you have discovered your potential and developed your potential, then you go to the third step to deploy. You deploy your potential. And this is the most important step, ladies and gentlemen, the deployment. Deployment is not when you put what you've discovered and developed into it. So I beg your pardon. Deployment is when you put into what you've discovered, is when you put what you've discovered and developed into action. It is when you step out of that place of obscurity, when you step out of that place of, should I say, comfort, and you take action on it. This is where your potential impacts the world. It is not only you, but it impacts the world. You know, God did not create you to find yourself in that small corner and not impact anyone. And you never know the people you're impacting. You know, as I do this, I believe that it is in a way impacting at least one person. And that one person can also impact another person, and just look at the ripple effect. And the ripple effect will finally end up impacting the world. You never know. And think about the parable of the talent in Matthew 25, I believe, when you read from verse 14 down. It talks about the 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 master who was going to a place, and he called his servants and gave each of them talents according to their abilities. The servant and every one of them except one invested in the talents that was given unto them. And when the master came back, they had to give an account of what they did with the talents that he gave them before he left. And the one that was given five invested in it and gained five more. The one that was given two invested in it and gained two more. The one that was given one, according to his ability, he dug the ground and he placed it there. He didn't do anything about it. I don't want to mess about, but you take the time and read that account in Matthew 25. But the one who buried his talent lost even what he had. There is a gift, there's a talent, and an ability that God has invested in you. God did not give you potential to bury it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I used to be the very shy person. I'd always wanted to be behind the scenes, and and that was my place of comfort. I could stay behind the scenes, but I had this burden of, after writing the book Step Out, Step In, I had this burden of doing something that at least can benefit not many, but at least one person. So he gave it to you to bless others. And I believe that what I'm doing now, if not many will at least bless one person, and that fulfills something within me. He gave it to you to serve his kingdom. He gave it to you to create an impact. So development requires courage, ladies and gentlemen. It requires courage. It means stepping out of your comfort zone. I told you I had always wanted to be behind the scenes. I didn't really, sitting before cameras, going live and stuff like that. Many years ago wasn't part of me, but I had to break out of that place of comfort to do something that I believe I've been gifted with. I know singing is not uh, uh, it's not my skill. Should I put it that way? Public singing. Let me put it that way, because I sing very well in the shower. Once I come out, you don't want to hear me sing in the shower. I remember I once joined a choir, and anytime I sang, they thought the keyboard was broken. Until one day I didn't sing, and they said, "Oh, they fixed the keyboard." Little did they know that that was my voice. That is just by the way. All right, so development means stepping out of your comfort zone and using your gifts even when you feel unqualified and unsure. As I was preparing this, I looked at a few people who stepped out and did something in their old age. I'm not saying that you have to wait till you're up there in age to find your potential and get into it and develop it, discover it, and develop it before you deploy it. No, I'm not saying that. You can do it now. There's most especially to the younger generation. You know, when we look at Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC, I believe that KFC is in many countries now. I know KFC is in the country where I come from. At the age of 65, um, he, after losing his job and struggling financially, he started franchising his fried chicken recipe. And today, KFC is a global brand. 65 years. So don't give any excuses that, oh, you're too young to do this or you're too old to do that. Discover it, develop it, and deploy your potential. There are a whole lot of other people that did that, but for the sake of time, I just wanted to point out, Sanders, at the age of 65. Anybody else would have said that, oh, I'm too old to start something new. But he knew that was something that was burning in him. He knew he had a recipe of frying that chicken that will make people eat it and know that, oh man, I have eaten something so amazing. You know, the truth is, you may never feel ready, but God's strength is perfect in your weakness. God's strength is perfect in your weakness. So ask yourself, where can I serve with my gift? That is very important. And sometimes when you serve, you'll never get the applause from people. You'll never get a tap on your shoulder to encourage you. But you know that there's something in you which you're using to serve. Not for eye service, but to serve purposely and intentionally. How can I solve problems in my community? Not create problems, but solve problems in your community, in your workplace, or even at church. I have this rule that when people come to me with a problem, I get them involved by making them part of the solution. Now, you have identified a problem. How do we solve this? How do we resolve this? So the question is, how can I solve problems in my community? How can I solve problems at my workplace, in my business, or in my church? And what steps of faith do I need to take today to use what God has given me? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that your potential isn't for you alone. It is not for you alone. It is meant to, number one, glorify God, and number two, to serve others. Watch the space.
Step Out, Step In podcast, live on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe today.
Step out, step into the world unknown.
All right, again, thank you for tuning in to episode 123 of my Step Out, Step In podcast live on YouTube and Facebook. And just before we wrap up, let me do this real quick. Where am I? Okay. Let me make this announcement. Okay. All right. So if you are in Ghana, West Africa, in the Ashanti Brahafo region, I want to highly recommend this one-day leadership conference being hosted by Dr. Frank Ofusoapia. It is going to be held at Sunyani and in the Brahafo region, and it's Maximize Sunyani, and it's going to be at the help me pronounce it, Uzbek Hotel. Um, it's going to be at the Uzbek Conference Hall, at the Uzbek Hotel, on Saturday, October 11th, 2025, and the time is 8 a.m. prompt. Um, I said, to discover and develop your potential, you need to invest in yourself. And this is just 100 Ghana cities, and I believe that is this. I mean, for the amount of knowledge and wisdom you acquire from this conference, $100 is just a giveaway. Oh, did I say 100? 100 cities is just a giveaway. Invest. The Bible tells us that we should buy knowledge. So I want to recommend this. Share this with the people around you. Share this with as many people as you can. And registration is required. And please, please, please don't kick the iron ball for not attending this conference. Don't. Share with as many people as you can. Those of you in Accra, in all the other parts of the region, share with as many people. Post it on your social media platforms, and let's be there to support and learn from this great man, with so much wisdom and insight. Let's see here. Okay, just give me one moment. All right, I think. All right, just one moment. Let's see. Okay, and for those of us in the DMV area, um, Maryland, DC, Virginia, we have this Maximize conference also coming up soon, November 22nd. Mark your calendars, and the time is 9:30 a.m. Registration is required, and um, just for a few bucks. You know, we realize that most of the time, things we get for free, we don't value it. But if you invest a little amount, a small amount into it, you place more value than getting it for free. You know, I said earlier, the Bible tells us that buy knowledge and sell it not. So let's invest in this. Mark your calendar. Share with as many people as you can. Let's register. Seating is limited, so early birds, please get in. Let's get into it. There's going to be leadership secrets and burdens that is going to be shared, increasing your leadership capacity, leading in a challenging environment. The world needs transformational leaders, and count yourself to be one to attend, and so that you want to attend this conference and be a transformational leader. I always say that leadership is not a title or there's not a position. It is about influence. All right. So, um, I'll share the link. Um, I'll share the link so you can click on it and register. Uh, just give me one moment. Let me see if I can get the link real quick. Just one moment. Let's see here. Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm a little bit technologically challenged when it comes to some of these things, but let's see. Let's try this. Let me see. Oh, bear with me. Okay, let's see here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Pray for me as you bear with me. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. I think I got it this time. Okay, copy link. And where do I post it? Okay, let me post it on the YouTube page. All right. Okay. So let's go right here. Okay. Let's see. Are you praying for me? Okay. Let's see. Okay, right here. Finally, I found it. Okay. All right. So I posted the link right in there. Click on the link and go register, and make sure you're not coming alone. Make sure you are not coming alone. Share with, this is not for only pastors or church leaders, it's for business owners, entrepreneurs, everybody. Everybody is for everybody. So let's get involved. All right. So again, thank you for tuning in to episode 123 of my Step Out, Step In podcast. All right. Today's show is a journey, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a one-time event, but a lifetime process. Some identifies theirs early, and some identifies theirs a little bit later in life. You know, first discover what God has placed inside of you, then develop it through learning, through practice, and discipline. What I'm doing now, most of it was rehearsed in front of the mirror in my bathroom. I was standing in front of the bathroom and keep speaking to myself. I did that whilst I was driving. And after you've discovered what God has placed inside of you, you develop it through learning, practice, and discipline. Then finally, you deploy it, use it, share it, and multiply it for God's glory. These days, there are so many free platforms you can share what God has placed on the inside of you. I know other people are sharing nonsense, but you can always make a difference. It is said that less than 10% of people fully go through all three stages: discovering, developing, and deploying their full potential. But I don't have a reliable data to back that exact number. But what I'll say to you is strive to be part of that 10%, if that is fully true. Don't settle for living beneath your potential. Don't bury what God has entrusted to you. Step out in and maximize the treasure within. Step out and step in and maximize the treasure within. So this week, I want to challenge you as you reflect on today's episode. Take one step in each stage. Discover, write down three gifts or strengths you know you carry. Develop, choose one area to sharpen, maybe through reading, training, or practice. And three, develop. Take action, whether you're volunteering, whether you're sharing your gift with someone, or starting a project you've been putting off. And I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message or a comment and share how you're discovering and developing and deploying your potential. And again, thank you for tuning in to today's episode, Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube and Facebook. If you happen to watch the replay, please let us know where you're watching from. Until next time, same time, God willing, your potential is God's gift to you. And what you do with it is your gift back to Him and to the world. So step out of limitations and step into God's given potential. This has been your host, David Joe. I love you. There's nothing you can do. Have a wonderful, amazing, fruitful, and a productive week. God bless you. Goodbye.
Step out, step into the world unknown. Leave your fears behind, watch how you've grown. Challenge yourself, break free, and begin to find the purpose within. Step out, step in, out of your comfort zone.